A3 answers. May I know your full name, please? My name is Kawaljit Kaur. May I call you? You may address me by my first name, Kaval. Or you can say, just Kaval is fine. Or simple, you can call me Kaval. Let's talk about birthday. What do you normally do on your birthday? I prefer to try one new thing on my every birthday. Last year, I went to 2D style restaurant to try a new meal. This year, I got myself a diary so that I could journal every night. What did you do on your birthday when you were young? I remember celebrating my 5th and 10th birthday with my kith and kin. For other birthdays, I celebrated with my parents and siblings, only by either going out to watch a new movie or trying a new restaurant. It is important for you to celebrate your birthday? Yes, I like to celebrate my birthday and consider it important. I feel immensely happy that day and recall all the good things that happened to me during the previous year. It provides me a sense of satisfaction. Birthday do you think is the most important to celebrate in India? Or you can say most important to celebrate in your country. The father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi's birthday is considered important in India. We all get a day off. The day is also known as Gandhi Jayanti on 2nd October. Children celebrate birthdays in your country. Most children cut the cake and invite their kith and kin on birthdays. After the cake cutting ceremony, there is normally a dance party and guests play different entertaining games. How did you celebrate your last birthday? My birth date is 13 April. Even though I had a plan to throw a huge party on my birthday, I had to cancel it due to some reason. So I celebrated it with my family only. Nothing fancy. What kinds of birthday gifts do you like to receive? Gifts are a token of love. So I accept whatever other person gives me with love. However, I love it when I receive a gift that can be used in daily life. Is there a difference between the way you celebrated your birthday in the past and the present? No, there is no difference in my preference for celebrating my birthday. I still like to party with my family just like I used to do in my childhood days. Let's talk about boat. Do you often travel by boat? No. The most common mode of transport in my area is by road. Thus, I often travel by bus or private vehicle rather than a boat. Have you ever been on a boat while you were on a holiday? Yes. Last year I went to Goa on vacation. At that time, boat facility was there to do dolphin sightseeing. Would you like to go on a boat tour? Yes, it's my dream to visit Andaman and Nicobar Island on a cruise ship. However, it would cost me an arm and a leg, and I need to save a lot of money for this purpose. Where in your country do people often use boats? Many people live near oceans. They do jobs near the sea. They use boats daily due to their occupation. Many people in your country own a boat? I don't think many people own a boat in my country. Even many people living near the ocean prefer to rent a boat instead of buying one. Would you like to buy a boat? Although it would cost me a fortune, I want to own a boat. I have watched many movies and series and I have a dream to buy a boat. If you had a boat, what would you do with it? If I had a boat, I would love to have parties there with my siblings and friends. It makes me happy just by thinking about it. The topic is time when you made a promise to someone. Who you made the promise to? What was the promise? Why you made the promise and how you felt about keeping or breaking the promise. Simple answer is making a promise but not keeping it is the easiest way to hurt others. Therefore, I don't give my words unless I have full intention to keep them. Here I'm going to talk about a time when I made a promise to my parents that I would take care of my health. A few years ago, I became a couch potato and adopted a sedentary lifestyle. Actually, there was a lockdown in the entire world owing to the spread of contagious disease coronavirus. Since there was not much to do, I started neglecting my health and binge watched some shows. Due to a lack of physical movements, I used to feel lethargic all the time and suddenly fell sick one day. The doctor advised me to change my lifestyle. My parents were not only worried sick about my health but also aggressive for my ignorance. After that, I promised my parents that I would take care of my health. Initially, it was a Herculean task for me to leave my bad habit because during the lockdown I ate nothing but junk food. However, it was important to keep my promise, as more negligence towards health could cause huge predicaments. So I hired an online professional. He understood my problem and guided me properly. With his motivation, I did not give up and used to do exercise daily. Apart from this, I also followed the diet chart which was given by my coach. Finally, with determination and consistency, I became as fit as a fiddle instead of becoming obese. As a fiddle. My parents were also happy that I kept my words and started living a healthy life again. So, meaning of all vocab words and idioms. Let's start speaking part 3. Do you think it is important to keep promises? Absolutely. In my opinion, keeping promises reflects a person's integrity and trustworthiness. When someone breaks a promise, even unintentionally, it can damage their reputation and relationships. I think of promises as silent contracts. If I don't stick to them, people may stop relying on me. For example, if a teacher promises to help students but never shows up, it's a huge letdown. All in all, sticking to promises is like building a bridge of trust, strong and lasting. Why do some people break their promises easily? Well, it really depends on the individual. Some people make promises just to please others in the moment, but later realize they can't follow through. Others might underestimate how much time or effort is needed and end up overwhelmed. In some cases, they simply don't value commitment. I would say it's a mix of poor planning and lack of sincerity. It's a pity because breaking promises can often backfire and damage one's credibility. Do you think children should be taught to keep their promises? Yes, indeed. Teaching children to keep their word from an early age helps them to become responsible and dependable adults. It also shapes their moral compass. For example, if a child promises to clean their room or finish homework and they actually do it, it boosts their self discipline. Parents and teachers play a crucial role in reinforcing this habit. In contrast, if kids get away with breaking promises, they may develop a casual attitude towards commitments later in life. Are there any situations where breaking a promise is acceptable? That's a tricky one. Normally, I believe promises should be kept, but in certain emergencies or unexpected situations, breaking them might be understandable. For instance, if someone promised to attend a friend's wedding but had to rush a family member to the hospital, that's a valid reason. In such cases, communication is key. Letting the other person know why we can't make it softens the blow. So, yes, it is acceptable when the reasons are genuine. Feel when someone breaks a promise made to them. For sure, they feel disappointed or even betrayed. When someone breaks a promise, especially without a proper explanation, it can really hurt. It's like expecting rain and getting sunburned. Completely the opposite of what we prepared for. It also creates distance in the relationship. Personally, if someone breaks a promise to me more than once, I stop counting on them. Trust, once broken, is really hard to rebuild. It's like a mirror. Once cracked, even if fixed, the scars remain. Is it better to make a promise or simply try to do your best without promising? That's an interesting perspective. I believe it depends on the situation. If we are sure we can deliver, making a promise adds a sense of responsibility. But if we are unsure, it's wiser to say we will try our best. Overpromising and underdelivering can damage one's image. For instance, in workplaces, managers often promise promotions or rewards and then they fail to provide them, leading to disappointment. So, unless a person is confident, it's better to manage expectations. Actions, after all, speak louder than words. Promises different in personal and professional settings. To be honest, I have never thought about this before. However, if I have to think harder, I would say promises in personal settings are more emotional and based on relationships, whereas professional promises are tied to responsibilities and often come with consequences. For example, promising to attend a friend's birthday has emotional weight, while promising a client a delivery deadline affects a business reputation. Apart from this, personal promises often allow more flexibility, but professional ones normally demand accountability. Is it useful to write down promises? Yes, definitely. Writing down personal promises can actually strengthen our commitment and make us more mindful of them. For instance, I have started jotting down things like I will call my friend this weekend or I will wake up early every day this week. And surprisingly, it works like magic. It's like having a silent reminder that keeps me accountable. I think when we see our promises in writing, they feel more real and harder to ignore. These are the words, idioms, and phrasal verbs that we used in speaking part 3. If you want to get PDF of speaking part 1, 2 and 3, all sample answers, you can check out our Instagram page. Go here, click on the link, you will get our website. There you can buy our magic bundle. Magic bundle includes all PDFs. Reading, writing, speaking, part 1, 2, 3, letters, graphs, essay, everything. So, see you in the next video. Bye bye.